Hello, folks. We here on YouTube telling people some little good news and stuff about life, about what's going on this pandemic. You know, all this stuff that's going on. People sitting there at home and trying to keep themselves occupied. And I'm like, okay, you could do that all you want, but what's the next step? So there's millions of people collecting unemployment. I know people's making millions of dollars. I'm talking about stacks of money on business. When I ain't somebody they making $1 million individually for themselves, I'm talking about on a business note. But they had to take a fucking fallout because it's not looking good right now because of your states. So all your Democrat states out here that you work in, you think your states is in the fucking right hands, but guess what happens? Your states cannot reopen back up until they get that gold, until they get that money, until they get something to they say, okay, now we can open the city back up. Now we can give corporations what they need. Now we can go back to the small companies and whatever. So people need to understand this. Trump has to be reelected because he's already been reelected. So y'all don't know about the politics or politicians or everything that you see on news. That's all fucking fake. But the real truth behind it is what's behind closed doors, being discussed, is never going to be on the news. Just like being in a locker room, in a sports league, and that's you know, it takes one person that's in the media and trying to blow everything out of proportion because they don't get the real full detail of what's going on in the locker room. So all that stuff you see on the news and what goes on in the locker room, that's all fake because you're not allowed to go in there to see what's being discussed. That's why you got these people with these ear hustlers, that think they know what's going on. But the real truth is that he already been selected. It's just that they trying to find somebody to compete with him. So a person like him, he's gonna win regardless because economics been high already. Everybody took a fall. 2021 is gonna be a reset. November comes, boom, everybody get their stimulus checks, everybody get their whatever it is, Christmas, they could use the money for Christmas gifts and Thanksgiving dinners and whatever it is. Because you got the pagan holidays coming up and you got the non-pagan holidays coming up. Thanksgiving's gonna always be what it is. But anyway, I don't want to get deep into that. But anyway, like I'm trying to say is that people need to learn that what's going on right now, Trump is not a puppet. Biden is. Joe Biden is trying to get his depths out because he knows that if he gets in position, he's going to take a handout from China. He's going to take a handout from all these guys that's going to put money in his pocket because Democrats, they live off the handout. So the more they take a handout, the more they become a puppet. The more or less money you take from people, you're not a puppet. So how you going to tell a billionaire what to fucking do when he already got money already? That's like telling a drug dealer, say, hey, how much you go out there and stand on the corner? Kingpin, matter of fact. That's like telling a kingpin, say, yo, I need you to go stand on this corner and I want you to go sell whatever it is. Like, what? What the hell are you doing? So it's the same logic. That's like telling a CEO of the company, say, yo, I need you to go over here and learn how to use the file machine. All that. It's all about position. So people need to understand the difference between a puppet and a person that's in his own position. That's why they have their own administration and their own alliances. Yep. Trump didn't make an oath. Obama did. Obama took billions, no recycle. Trump came in here, fixed it up, built up the economics. Boom, guess what happens? Everybody's fucking eating. But people don't get politics. It's all based on economics and it's a biblical warfare. You know, Catholics are against Christians. Hebrews are against the Catholics. The Muslims are trying to infiltrate states. The Catholics are saying, hey, we're going to team up like they used to do back in the biblical times. If you don't know your history, that Catholics and Muslims were pirates. So they seek for the ones that was coming from the Hebrew lands. So I need to learn your knowledge. Because if the Hebrew walls get broken down, If y'all don't know the logic behind to what the presidency is about, the presidency is based on protecting the walls of Jerusalem. And that's what it's about. In Jerusalem, and you got Israel. All these people been going doing this since day one. Because remember, Hebrews move backwards, Greeks move forward. So everybody's trying to create this new thing that's going on of the new future of new creation, new world order, new everything. So when you see people like the Hebrews was going on with de Blasio, and the Hebrews, he's a Catholic, they Christians. So basically both people are going at each other. Pluto and Saturn. So anyway, I don't want to get deep into that. I'm just giving you a little brief on that. But the real point I'm trying to make is that everybody just need to be awake, and everybody need to be in sync and be aware to what's going on. Because all of this is like, I know Trump is trying to keep everybody aroused up, the jobs and all that stuff, but the real taxpayers is not working. But this new generation is working because they don't count. Because remember, a lot of these new generation people got to put at least 20-something years into their work. You can't work at your job for 7 years, 13 years, 14 years and say, I put my work in. No. You got a long way to go. You know what I mean? That's how long these new generation people been working. Some people been working for 5 years until my day taxpayers. And I be looking at them like, what the hell is wrong with you? You know? But other than that, I think people need to understand how politics work. It's biblical warfare. And if y'all believe this, these are facts. So people say, oh, they read the Bible, people go to church, they don't even know what the whole method is about, to why Trump is in position, because he's the King Solomon. If you don't know what King Solomon did, do your history. Know your whole history about what he's in position for. But other than that, y'all, I'm just trying to get y'all a little brief on to what the real truth behind what's going on in politics. So when you see Trump doing his rally, big shout out to Trump, big shout out to the NRCC, big shout out to the GOP, big shout out to the Congress, big shout out to the senators, big shout out to all the representatives. And you know what we're talking about. It's basically all biblical, and it's about economics and biblical, because if Democrats get in position, it's over for the United States, man. It's going to go back to deja vu to when Obama was in. Normally people, our 401k got messed up in 2008. You do not want to know. Now everybody 401k is being recycled, but if you keep the number 4 years into it, your 401k is going to mature. But if you reboot Trump, your 401k is going to go, because government and people that's in Democrats and democracy, they take their money and put it back into government, so they could feel like they empowered by spying on Americans. They want to downsize people. That's what Democrats' main objective is, to downsize you, to take away your privileges to the Federal Reserve. That's why they give it out food stamps, welfare, public assistance, disability. That's how they get rich. So if you don't know how Democrats got rich, they get rich off of people with UCCs and Social Security. They deduct money from people that got Social Security and job pensions that have been working for 30, 25, 26, whatever years you put into your state federal, and guess what happened? They the ones gonna get hurt. Because no matter if you retire, you still gonna be paying state taxes and federal taxes until every time you get your Social Security check and your job pension. That's how Democrats do you. So Trump is trying to release all that shit, because why a person should be taxed? That should be tax-free. You know what I mean? So if you living in somewhere in Florida, Georgia, somewhere in the Republican states, you in good hands. But if you living in the Democrat states, you in trouble. New York City, LA, Chicago, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, all these places, they all in trouble, because you gonna get so tax high, there's like, I gotta go right back to work. That's why they said people's gonna go right back to work at the age of 79 if Democrats keep staying in the seats. So people need to learn the madness behind why everything's going on, And I'm not gonna get deep into it. I don't want to get deep into it, because if I do, people are like, oh, what the fuck do you talk about? And they're gonna be searching and all that shit. Now, it's not about searching. It's about what you're gonna see. You know, because committee people, we have an IQ to what's in reality. I seen this coming. I told people this about this in 2017. No one listen, you know. But sorry about the train noise, but that's Amtrak. But other than that, you know, um, it's just it's crazy out here, man. Manhattan is a ghost town. You know, from 57th Street all the way from Broadway all the way down to Wall Street, it's a ghost town. It's terrible out here. You know, people look at me like, yo, Bruce, man, I see you out here, whatever. No, it's a ghost town out here. You know, and don't, to all the tourist people out here, please do not come here, you know, to visit because Manhattan is dead. You know, the ghettos is good, but the Manhattan is actually dead. It's done. It's not even active. It's not even in full capacity of. You know, they try to keep the restaurants open to entertain people because you know all these people from overseas they love to go to restaurants instead of fucking ordering Uber. They could go to Uber and Postmates and all these other guys, you know, Food Grub. They all could go there on the app and order their food, but they just want to get out the house and say, hey, let's go take a walk, whatever, because they probably had an argument. You know, people's building up all this bondage in their head, you know, and that bondage is actually kicking into a lot of people, you know. So all this, you know, quarantine, all that stuff is a bondage, you know, and that's what it's all about. Yep. But I'm gonna see y'all. I'm gonna get going, you know. But what you seen is all magic. The whole political thing is based on protecting your walls. And it's all biblical. So if you don't mean by protecting your walls, the southern states protect their walls. Everybody else don't protect their walls in Democrat states. That's why they just let all immigrants in. Because the more immigrants come in here, the more they can get on food stamps, welfare, get citizenship, everything they need to do. Because that's how Democrats get rich in democracy. So if you don't know who democracy is, and you don't know who this nationality of a people is, then you don't need to learn your lesson to stop reading books, because the books is not going to tell you who these people are. You know, so democracy been doing this since 1955. You know, and this guy is dangerous. You know, very dangerous. You know, and he trying to destroy Puerto Ricans and blacks when Vietnam happened. You know, so I'm about to get deep into some crazy shit soon now, very soon. And once I get deep into it, y'all gonna be like, oh shit, I see what Bruce talking about. You know, but if I get this guy initials right, people be like, who's LBJ? Or who's this guy was the guy that replaced John Kennedy. And he was the one that resurrected welfare and food stamps and, you know, trying to tame black and Puerto Ricans' mentalities so that when they go to war, they could come out all fucked up and they could rely on the resource of the welfare and food stamps and whatever it is. That's why people that come from armies never recover. I never met one person that come from the Navy, Army, Navy SEAL and all that shit. They learn all that fucking shit because they want to be part of these societies, you know? Sorry about that, yo. But other than that, y'all, it's just that it's crazy out here, man. Manhattan is shut down. It's a ghost town. Don't come to the city. You know, please don't. Yep. And I'm going and I'm out. And I'm speaking the truth about politics. I'm speaking the truth. I'm about to get deep into so much shit. I'm just warming up right now. You know, sipping a cup of wine, chill and relax. But I'm about to get deep. I'm about to put the 2 turntables on. I'm about to get so deep. And y'all gonna be like, whoa, I looked on YouTube and I see, no, YouTube don't have information. I'm about to tell you some wild shit about politics and how everything works. They don't want you to know, but I'm gonna tell you how it works. That's why I'm doing this because people are voting more and people are going to the ballot and say, oh, I wanna get into politics. Politics is not about that. And your vote might every count. You know, there's not people that know that now. So you can vote all you want, but your vote might not count. You know, if you got flaws and you are burdened to the state, you can, I'm just let you know this. You might be a burden, you know. But other than that, y'all, it's just about life, man. Survive. I want people out there gonna survive. Just chill, live your life, take care of your family, consolidate, and don't live on the bondage. You know, because that's what they trying to put us in. Just remember, New York City is the new Rome, and it's the new Egypt. And people don't understand what I mean by that. You know, about the history, about bondage. If you don't know what bondage is, it means that you're in a prison. You know, New York City's a prison, LA's a prison, Chicago's a prison, North Carolina's a prison. All these places are prisons. You know, anywhere there's a Democrat state is a prison. You know, yep. I'm out of here. I'm talking some real shit, but I'm about to talk some deep shit. Yep. I'm gonna be so deep, I'm gonna be chilling with the worms and them motherfucking ants. That's how low I'm gonna go. Yep. I'm out of here.